2024 is going to be a massive year for Ubisoft. With Assassin's Creed Mirage released, players can now look forward to Codename Red, the next big Assassin's Creed title due to be released later this year. In this video, I'm going to break down everything we know about Codename Red so far, including the main characters, gameplay features, release date, and other details that you may not know, so let's get started. Codename Red will take place in perhaps one of the coolest historical periods that the franchise has explored so far. The game is confirmed to take place in feudal Japan, an era of Japanese history stretching from 1185 to 1603. The exact year the game takes place is yet to be confirmed. However, based on when some of the main characters existed in Japanese history, we can expect Red to take place in the Sengoku period of feudal Japan. This was a period of extreme civil war and strife lasting between 1467 and 1615, encompassing the 16th century of Japan. Now, you'll notice that I said main characters instead of character. Similar to Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Codename Red will have two main protagonists. Thanks to reliable reveals by Insider Gaming, we know that the male protagonist will be based on the real-life African samurai called Yasuke. Insider reports that in Assassin's Creed Red, Yasuke was a slave travelling on a slave ship when it was attacked and everyone was killed, including his lover, but he survived. Yasuke was then rescued and brought to Japan, where he learns the way of the samurai under Nobunaga's service. Personally, I think it's really cool that we'll be able to play as Yasuke, and I'm looking forward to exploring his story in the game, especially since it's one of the only times we've seen a real historical figure be the protagonist in Assassin's Creed. The other main character is a female shinobi called Nayoi. This character's identity was leaked thanks to a mistaken post by a writer on the game and has also been backed up by other sources. It's been confirmed that her full name is Nayoi Fujibayashi, the daughter of the legendary real-life Fujibayashi Nagato, who is considered to be one of the three greatest Iga clan members at this time. It has also been confirmed that she is on a quest for revenge following the death of her father. These two characters already sound very interesting, and it will be great to explore their stories deeper and learn more about them going forwards. Now, we also have some information about the story in Assassin's Creed Red. Interestingly, Insider has stated that at the beginning of the game, Nayoi and Yasuke are fierce enemies, but later become allies on their desire for Japan's unification. As we know, Nayoi is fighting to avenge her father and is a member of the Iga clan, whereas Yasuke is supposedly in the service of Nobunaga, who was the leader of the Oda clan in the Sengoku period. Putting two and two together, I predict that the story in Codename Red will feature some kind of conflict between the Iga and Oda clans, pitting the two protagonists against each other. This is significantly different to how dual protagonists have worked in previous games, such as with Jacob and Evie in Syndicate, who work together as siblings. Nevertheless, these characters seem super cool, and I'm excited to see the interactions between different clans and dynasties as we navigate this really interesting historical period of Japan. Moving on from the characters and setting, let's talk about the gameplay features. There's been a ton of different leaks about the gameplay features in Codename Red, which reveal some super interesting details. First up is the map. It has been confirmed by reliable leaker Jonathan that the map in Red will be bigger than the map in Valhalla, but it will be smaller than the map in Odyssey. I think this is a very big undertaking by the Ubisoft team, and they'll have to try and make sure that the map isn't too big and overwhelming players that are used to a smaller area like in Mirage. However, I think it is necessary to have a larger map in order to accurately represent the different factions in feudal Japan. I just hope it doesn't feel as empty as it did in Valhalla. It's also been confirmed that the map will have less markers and guidance, similar to games like Elden Ring. This is to encourage exploration and make it so that players will stumble across points of interest for themselves, rather than making their way to points of interest because they've seen it on a map. Next up, we have some changes to the core mechanics in the game. Tom Henderson, a reliable Assassin's Creed insider, has previously spoken about how the stealth in Codename Red will take a Hitman approach with features such as hiding bodies. They've also confirmed that you will be able to extinguish light so that your shadows are not spotted. These features are also corroborated by the leaker Jonathan. It's also been rumoured that we will be able to go prone in the game and crawl through long grass. Honestly, this is kind of a weird change for Assassin's Creed. For some reason, I just don't think it's quite right to have the ability to go prone in an Assassin's Creed game, so I'm intrigued to see if this will work. I guess we'll be able to hide from guards a lot easier and use it to our advantage for stealth. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. Now, the next leak I wanted to talk about is concerning the game environment. Codename Red will contain destructible environments which allow players to break anything that could be expected to be breakable. For example, traditional sliding doors can be slashed and broken into. Destruction has never played that big of a part in Assassin's Creed games, so it will be interesting to see how this works. The next leak is something I am super excited for. Codename Red will feature grapple hook tools that are similar to Sekiro. If you've seen gameplay of this in action in Sekiro, then you will know that grapple hooks are very fluid and it's a fun way to travel in the game. But I do worry that we will not see as much of a focus on free running and parkour if we have this grapple hook to go between buildings. Hopefully Ubisoft doesn't neglect the parkour aspect of the game, as it is super important. Other items that have been confirmed in the game are a kunai blade and a shuriken, or throwing star, two traditional Japanese weapons that would definitely please fans of the period and fit in with the Assassin's theme. Talking about weapons and combat, Codename Red will feature different stances. This is something quite different for Assassin's Creed, but I think it will really level up the combat in the game. Combining different stances with the lock-on system that's commonly used in the Assassin's Creed games will give players different choices when entering a fight with an enemy. Now, we don't know the names of the specific stances, but I imagine we will have stances that are defensive and stances that are more offensive based on enemy types and the combat approach you want to take. So, the big question, when will Codename Red release? Although there is no official release date, the game has been described by sources over at Ubisoft as the biggest blockbuster of 2024, with a rumoured release date of 2024 holiday season. Given that pretty much all of the Assassin's Creed main titles have released in either October or November, it is highly likely that we will see Codename Red released in these months later this year. One really important detail is that Codename Red is rumoured to only be available on next-gen consoles. So PC players, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S owners are all good, but I'm afraid those of you with older consoles will not be in luck. This is kind of to be expected though. The bigger and more detailed the world in-game, the more power the console needs, and so it makes sense to leave the weaker platforms behind. So what is with all the secrecy with Codename Red? If the game is releasing later this year, why have we not had any more trailers? Well, it's likely due to a number of reasons. First of all, reports suggest that all hands are on deck to finalise development of Assassin's Creed Red. The team is fully focused on the development of the game and want to push all resource behind this before revealing any trailers or further information ahead of the release this year. Apparently some projects at Ubisoft were cancelled because of this, such as Immortals Fenyx Rising 2. Ubisoft also have a pretty busy year ahead of them, with the next release being Skull and Bones in February. So it is likely we will probably not see any further trailers until after this at least. I think we'll most likely see another trailer and an official release date at a Ubisoft Forward event sometime in late spring or summer. Overall though, I do think this game is in good hands, despite Ubisoft's patchy track record in recent years. If you didn't know, there are multiple Ubisoft studios and Codename Red is in development with Ubisoft Quebec. This is the studio that created expansions for Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag, and also led the development of Syndicate and Odyssey. So the team is perfectly capable of creating a big open world game. Although we don't know the exact phases of development that the game has been through, we do know that Jonathan Dumont will be returning as creative director. This is a role he fulfilled on both AC Odyssey and Ubisoft Quebec's Immortals Fenyx Rising. So I think it's safe to say that Codename Red is in very capable hands. Let's just hope they give it the time it deserves. It would be a shame to rush this game for a release when it's not ready. Ubisoft also really need to be careful to not neglect the points of interest and exploration details with this game, because given Red's supposed size, this could really make or break it. High quality games set in this period are hard to come by, so let's hope Ubisoft give Codename Red the attention that it deserves. What do you guys think about the details of Codename Red so far, and what features would you like to see? I would love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I'm super excited to explore the Sengoku period of feudal Japan. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more RPG gaming news so you can keep updated. As always, thank you so much for watching, see you all next time.